Hello, friends. Today is another review of a Roll20 World North bundle. This time it is Good Neighbors, written by Paul Stefko, illustrated by Kelly McClellan. This is a beautiful little Fate world that will deviate, change the dynamic at the table a little bit. The fair folk have lived in peace with the humans in Still Hollow for centuries, but now outsiders are coming into Still Hollow in search of gas deep beneath the earth. The industry does not respect the old ways. The machines disturb the dwelling of the fair folk, and the filth that seeps from the ground around their wells is deadly. In Good Neighbors, players take on the role of two roles: a human who must deal with the politics of this new industry, and a fairy who feels the full spiritual damage of the industry. Can your humans enact change to make Still Hollow safe again, or will your fairies need to enact their own justice? Let's find out in this new Fate World Adventure by Paul Stefko. That's the intro. I thought it was cool enough that I would read it out loud, so there it is. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this thing that I'm not pulling up. There we go. Here is the bundle that includes, as usual, both a module and an art pack and all the bits and bobs inside. If you take a look at the art pack, we've got 41 different tokens here of both the Fae and the humans you can use in Good Neighbors or any other urban fantasy fairy tale adventure game that you like. And finally, let's look at the module itself. We start at our typical start page, which has the pre-generated characters. There's the pairing of there's both the fair folk and the humans, and you can mix and match those. There's directions for the players and the GMs to get started. And then our second page is rules and tokens. This is the Fate bookmark, along with a bunch of other tokens that you can use in your game. And finally, we have the backgrounds. And my recommendation is, once you've read these directions, you actually delete this little bit on the front, so you have the full visibility there. I didn't want anyone to miss that Fae creature hiding in the bushes. And the way you use the background, which is the directions I just deleted, is you go to the map and background layer and right click on it, choose multi-sided, and say choose side. My recommendation is that you expand this pick list so that the image is visible, and you can click through to whatever image it is that you want. And that can be your background, that can be your map, that can be setting a stage for a new scene, that could be a new event that comes up. You can change that to be whatever works for your game, and all the objects on the object layer will stay the same. So all the tokens and whatnot will be there as the map background changes. Let's go back to that start page and let's look through these journal entries. The entire Fate World and Adventure of Good Neighbors is in here. If you go to the contents, it gives you everyone who worked on this project, and then a hyperlinked version of all of the handouts. And so it will go through each one, will give you the full insight, the full details on the game, and they're all, as you can see, they're all hyperlinked between them. Most of these handouts are accessible to all players, but a few of them are hidden just for the GM to use and share if and when it's appropriate in the game. Then we go in, we have some GM characters. Now we've got both a fairy NPC template and a human NPC template. So we've got there are different types of character sheets, and so we've got those set up accordingly. You can just copy those and make new ones. The human character sheet is going to look like this, and the fairy one look like the one I just said before. That's pretty obvious. And then we've got a bunch of the NPCs that are already in the game. So for instance, Queen Althania is here with her notes, her aspects, and her stress and her consequences and all that jazz. And then below we have the fair folk themselves and the humans, these player characters that you can use right out the gate. So I hope you enjoy playing Good Neighbors, and I hope you can convince the greedy humans who want to tear apart the land to be good neighbors indeed. I think it might be a struggle. Best of luck.